Froome more determined than ever to finish Sky era on a high. Four-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome has said Team Sky plan to be together beyond next year if possible after broadcaster Sky announced it would end its investment in the team at the end of 2019. The broadcaster, which is the majority owner and title sponsor of the team, will bring its involvement to an end after a decade, with the announcement plunging the future of the team and its riders and staff into doubt. It is understood Sky's decision came as a shock to team principal Sir Dave Brailsford, who has now set a deadline of next year's Tour de France to seek new backing to continue the team. Riders were told the news during their training camp in Mallorca, and were all smiles on social media during Wednesday's training ride, with Tour de France winner Geraint Thomas showing off his new bike on Instagram. Froome, who like Thomas joined Team Sky for their first season in 2010, used Twitter to thank Sky for their backing to date and to express confidence in the future. "We are not finished yet by any means," he wrote. "Everyone at Team Sky has big ambitions for 2019 and this news has made us more determined than ever to make them happen. I can't predict the future but I can say this with absolute certainty, this is a really special team. We plan to be together in 2020 if at all possible and we will all be doing everything we can to help make that happen, in different colors with a new partner but the same values, focus and desire to win." Sky's decision comes after a £30 billion takeover by US cable giant Comcast, though Team Sky chairman Graham McWilliam said the decision came from Sky and not the new owners. 2012, Sir Bradley Wiggins 2013. Chris Froome 2015, Chris Froome 2016, Chris Froome 2017, Chris Froome 2018. Geraint Thomas "Now is the right time," he wrote on Twitter. "The start of a new chapter for @Sky Corporate is a natural moment. 12 months gives out Team Sky time to plan for the next phase. The decision was taken by Sky in the last few weeks. Comcast are aware and supportive of what we have decided to do. But this is our decision not theirs. Now looking forward to a great final season with Team Sky. Team Sky have been among the most successful teams in the sport over their 9-year history to date, winning 322 races, including 8 Grand Tours. They delivered the first ever British winner of the Tour de France in Sir Bradley Wiggins in 2012 and have gone on to win 6 of the last 7 editions. The team had appeared confident the Comcast takeover would have little impact on them, and in recent months handed new long-term contracts to Thomas and 21-year-old emerging talent Egan Bernal among others. In an open letter to fans on Wednesday morning, the team said they would look for new partners for 2020 and beyond, with a deadline of July. "This news has only just been announced, we can't predict what will happen from 2020 and there are no guarantees," the letter read. "Whatever happens, we will make sure there is clarity one way or the other about the future of the team before the Tour de France next July." Wholesale changes of sponsorship and backing are common in road cycling, and Sky's 10-year association is a long one by comparison to most. But the likelihood of the team finding backers with the same deep pockets of Sky, who have plowed more than £150 million into the team, seems slim given the struggle other successful teams like Quick-Step Floors and BMC Racing have faced when seeking new sponsors of their own. Sky has announced this morning that its ownership and sponsorship of Team Sky will end on December 31, 2019. So that means next year will be our last year racing as Team Sky. This news will no doubt come as a surprise to many people but, as you may know, there has been a lot of change at Sky recently. It is the start of a new chapter for the company and sometimes it is inevitable that change brings further change with it. That is what has happened here. Over the past 9 seasons, Sky has backed us all the way, enabling us to achieve some amazing results and inspire millions of people to love our sport. We'd like to thank Sky for all of their support, and in particular the opportunity to help Britain become a cycling nation. First things first, nothing changes for next year. Sky are fully committed to the end of 2019 and together we have ambitious goals for the season. We all want to close the Team Sky story with the strongest possible finish. We are more motivated as a team than we have ever been. In terms of the future, We are open-minded. If we can find a new long-term partner to take the team forward into a new era, then we will do so. And we will be doing everything we can to make that happen over the coming weeks and months. Equally, any future partner would have to be the right partner, one who shares our ethos and buys into our values. This news has only just been announced. We can't predict what will happen from 2020 and there are no guarantees. Whatever happens, we will make sure there is clarity one way or the other about the future of the team before the Tour de France next July. Finally, a big thank you to all of our fans. You are, and I have always been, the people who are the most important to us and who matter the most. It has been our privilege to race for you. We are proud to have written our pages in the history books and created memories that will never fade. And rest assured we are not done yet by any means. Right now, the team is at training camp putting in the hard work to get ready for next season. We can't wait to see you all out on the road in the new year. Sky had also sponsored British cycling but ended a partnership, which began in 2008, at the end of 2016. Team Sky was launched in 2010 with Brailsford setting the goal of winning the Tour de France with a British rider within 5 years. Sky quickly delivered with Wiggins' 2012 success before Chris Froome took over, winning the first of his 4 Tour titles in 2013. Froome's Giro d'Italia win earlier this year made him the first rider in more than 30 years to hold all 3 Grand Tour winners' jerseys at the same time. In the summer, Thomas became the 3rd Team Sky rider, as well as the 3rd Briton, to win the Tour de France. However, the team have faced plenty of controversy along the way. Froome was the subject of an anti-doping case after his La Vuelta win last year, though it was dropped by the UCI a week before the start of this year's Tour. Starting in 2016, the UK anti-doping agency conducted a 14-month investigation into a mystery package delivered to then-team Dr. Richard Freeman on the final day of the Critérium du Dauphiné, won by Wiggins, in 2011. A parliamentary committee which held hearings into the case found the team had crossed an ethical line by using the powerful corticosteroid Triamgen alone to prepare for major races. The substance is banned in competition but legal out of it. Wiggins denied that any drug had been used without medical need and hit out at the process, saying it was so sad that accusations can be made, where people can be accused of things they have never done which are then regarded as facts. Team Sky also have plenty of detractors within cycling for tactics which many believe stifle racing. Their superior budget has allowed them to employ riders who would be leaders elsewhere in a support capacity and effectively shut down attacks in the biggest races, something which has proved unpopular with many, particularly at the Tour de France. It is understood Sky's decision is not related to the controversies, which have followed the team for more than 2 years, but instead follows a review of its wider partnerships. 2010, Team Sky launched. 2012, Team Sky dominate the Tour de France general classification with Sir Bradley Wiggins first and Chris Froome second overall. Mark Cavendish also wins 3 stages including the sprint on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. 2013 Froome wins 100th edition of the Tour de France, the first of his 4 titles in the famous race. 2015, Froome wins Tour de France again as fans protest against Team Sky's dominance by punching Richie Porte in the ribs and throwing urine at Froome. July 2016, Froome becomes first British rider to win the Tour de France on 3 occasions and 4th rider to become a 3-time winner. It is also the first time the team finished a Grand Tour with all 9 riders intact. October 2016 Sportsmail reveals that UK anti-doping are investigating Sir Bradley Wiggins and Team Sky over a medical package delivered before the 2011 Tour de France. October 2016, Sportsmail reveals that Wiggins committed a whereabouts failure, the equivalent of a missed drugs test, less than 3 months before that year's Rio Olympics. October 2016, Sportsmail reveals senior figures at British Cycling will be questioned by a parliamentary select committee. December 2016, Sir Dave Brailsford tells the committee he was told by Team Sky's Dr. Richard Freeman that the package contained fluimucil, which was given to Wiggins at the end of the Critérium du Dauphiné. British Cycling are unable to confirm what was in the mystery package. March 2017, UKAD Chief Executive Nicole Sapstead reveals Froome had not kept proper records of the prescription drugs he gave to riders. Investigators discovered Froome kept all records on a laptop he claims was stolen in Greece in 2014. March 2017, former Sky rider Josh Edmondson admits breaking the team's no-needles policy between 2013 and 2014 and says he was given controversial painkiller tramadol during the 2013 Tour of Britain. July 2017 Froome secures fourth Tour de France victory while Team Sky wins team classification for the first time in their history, leading from start to finish. November 2017. UKAD closed their investigation due to insufficient evidence, but Sapstead stressed there was a serious concern over Team Sky's lack of accurate medical records. December 2017, it emerges that Froome was found to have double the permitted levels of asthma drug salbutamol at the Vuelta a España in September. July 2018. WADA effectively declares that Froome's positive sample was a mistake and cycling's governing body the UCI announced he had no case to answer. July 2018, Geraint Thomas became the third Team Sky rider, as well as the third Briton, to win the Tour de France, representing the team's sixth success at the race in 7 years.